road through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So today I have such exciting news to share, and it is about breeding, since the lead character slash creature artist at Star Stable shared one of the first looks of how the breeding will look like. She also shared more information and it's honestly quite interesting, so of course I wanted to share it with all of you. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe. It really means a lot, and now let's get into it. If you've watched my video about all of the spoilers about, the updates that we can expect in SSO in the following months, years, and so on, you're going to see that they have a lot of projects going on, which, at least in my opinion, is not the best thing, because we can see how long it's taking them to actually do the updated characters and all of that. I feel like they should just focus on, a few things and then do them and then move on to the next project. And another thing that I noticed, or at least it is a fact for me, is it's kind of hard to actually follow what they're saying, because many of their statements contradict or are at least like semi-different from each other, like going into a different direction. The first information that we got from breeding was from a live stream where the game director Stacy said that they're working on it. They're already working on a shader for it. And then the blog came out, Star Stable's year in review, where they said that they've just briefly looked at it and briefly thought about the idea of adding breeding. And now here we have basically how it could look. So it's kind of weird. So again, as I said, it's kind of hard to, always follow and know all of the information. I mean, they've been doing this for quite a while, but it's just so weird. I don't get it. I feel like you can never really know where they are at, because sometimes, they talk so big about something and you feel like it's gonna be added, maybe the next month, and then it's not added for years. But then you get to projects like Wild Woods. They said that they wouldn't add Wild Woods until next year when they were released, and then literally one day before the update they posted a video of basically Wild Woods. And I remember I forgot about the fact that they said that they wouldn't add Wild Woods the year that they did, and I made a video and I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting the Wild Woods tomorrow, and many people were like, no, but then we did. And it was so it's so weird. Sometimes I feel like it's good that I forget about things that they said, because I can just take them for their word when they say things like this, because otherwise I feel like I would lose my mind or something. I'm sorry, I just wanted to share this thought. But anyway, let's just get onto what this lead character slash creature artist said. So she posted these two pictures, and in the caption of the post she said, "Hi, my name is Laura. I'm working as the lead character slash creature artist at Star Stable Entertainment. A little while ago, our game director Stacy Plays made the announcement that we will start looking into breeding for SSO. In an interview, she also mentioned a shader which will make it all possible. I'm a creator of this shader, and currently I am one of the persons driving the development of bringing breeding into SSO and trying to make it a reality. Up until now, I thought this was one of the highest requested features, hence my surprise when I saw a large number of negative comments and concerns you, the players, rose. I would like to understand your concerns so I can bring it up with me into the development. I have been looking into all conversations about the topic I found, and I'm trying to understand. Now I would like to hear it straight from you. Please share your opinions and feedback with me." So she asked, what would SSO breeding be like? Based on your experiences from other games, including breeding, what would you like us to avoid? Please bear in mind that these images are a work in progress and not the final product. They do not have the same level of polish as our regular codes yet. Kind regards. She also continued her post in the comments, but I cannot find it in here, so I'm just gonna read it from my phone. She said, Instagram's description character cap made me remove an important part of the description in regards to RNG. I'd like to add it as a comment here. One of the biggest concerns I've seen is the gambling aspect. When I told Stacy, our game director, I had an idea of how to solve the code for a breeding system, the first thing she told me was, if we do this, we need to do it in a way so there's no gambling. We're still very early in development and have only started to look at the technical possibilities. Whatever this project turns into, I can assure you we will never make you pay for an unwanted random generated horses. Another concern I've seen is that this would be an act of greed on our behalf. I just want to assure you that I'm not driven by greed but passions for horse breeding. Right now, we're limited to 7 codes for each breed, and I would like to change that. I would like everyone to be able to ride their favorite breed with their favorite code. I also want to develop a fun, engaging, and educational breeding system. I think the science behind the genes is quite fascinating, and I want to make our horses much more diverse and unique from each other, just like the horses in real life. So before I get into the pictures, oh my gosh, I still haven't talked about them. I am happy that they're working on, not making it RNG, which basically means that you're going to get a random code. They're going to make it so that you can, probably choose between different codes, especially since SSO itself thinks that their game catered to much younger audience than many of us would think. I really wouldn't want SSO to become some kind of a gambling game. I know that this is a small aspect and many games have it, but I think it could be problematic. Though, about the other part of this comment about the greed, I don't think that when people talk about SSO being greedy, they're talking about people who are, artists, game developers, coders, people like that. When people say that SSO is greedy, they mean the higher ups, and you cannot tell me that releasing new horse every month along with, special magical horses every month is not just money hungry. I know they need money to sustain themselves, and now it is much better than it was in the past, 2 years. But you cannot tell me that the fact that we didn't get any quests, any sufficient good updates for 2 years, and we just consistently got new horses, some of which were not even good, is not greedy, money hungry, whatever. So I think a lot of the criticism that people have, the people at SSO take so personally, no one is saying that you personally are greedy. Obviously, if the prices at the store go up, no one's gonna go to the cashier and complain unless you're the most stupid person. It's not the cashier's fault that the prices are higher, that something's out of stock while the other thing's still there. So yeah, I think that this is just one of those problems that SSO has with taking constructive criticism. I just thought about this yesterday, how weird it is that, SSO receives so much really well written constructive criticism and they just take it so badly most of the time. I just don't get it. But anyway, let's just look at the codes. I think they're actually really pretty. Here is a black one with a little sock. Then there's a smoky black one with a really nice face marking. There's a palomino horse, a chestnut, bay, buckskin. And here are all chestnut variation samples, which look so cute. The horses are honestly really pretty, and I am happy that they're going to add even more codes to already existing horse breeds, though I'm not sure how this would correlate with them releasing new horses every month. So we would get 1 new breed, 2 new magical horses, and new codes for breeding. I don't get it, but I think it is cool. So I'm just gonna go through some of the most liked or upvoted comments, see what other people think about it. So yeah, let's just get into it. So in regards to the stats, I do not think that they're going to add any additional stats because in the live stream interview that Stacy Plays gave, she said that they're going to cap the character stats at level 25, and they do not wish for there to be more stats, because then the animations of the horse and the rider will become weird and distorted. So I don't think that would ever be added into the game.
Hi Lotta, first off, huge kudos for doing it like this. I know for a fact many players, including myself, appreciate this a lot. From my experience with other games, breeding is a long process but with high rewards. I personally like that part of it. That feeling of finally getting that one special coat or, perhaps bonus stat points. If you're looking into breeding from a more advanced stage, it would be cool to be able to have your own breeding line going and have parents' stats and level affect your foal. Cosmetic wise, it would be awesome to have special tier coats. Some harder to get, some easier. Makes it interesting. I do suggest offering a full market of some sort where you can sell your full for half the price return, because I can imagine it could become too expensive otherwise. Thanks again. It's hard to give feedback when we don't really know how the system would work. I imagine that we would have to buy the foal, but not sure how we would raise it. Would it just be Jorvik warm bloods that we could breed? Will we only be able to breed purebred horses? Can we select markings or are they random? I love the idea of being able to breed horses, and I'm excited to see what the team comes up with. Me personally, I don't need breeding in SSO, but if I had to give a feedback, my wish was that it stays quite simple and it only revolves around coat colors, markings. I wouldn't want stats to be added, because Sony's focus shouldn't be on breeding in my opinion, and that would make it quite complicated and unfair as far as championships and so on. Also, then I would wish for an extra large box in the stable where the mare and foal are standing together. Hi, I think the main point that I care about is the pricing. I love the idea of breeding and would definitely pay to breed my own foal, but I would like to see the coat of the foal horse before paying with any star coins. A breeding fee of Jorvik shillings would be alright if there are coats available in the breeding system that can't be accessed anywhere else in the game. But before paying with star coins, I need to know that I will actually like the horse. If I breed a coat I don't like, I would like to be able to sell it for Jorvik shillings. Or if the breeding itself costs star coins, I would be able to sell the foal for that amount of star coins, so I go ±0 of coats I don't like. Thy Pilcrow. Also, I do not like games where the breeding can be unsuccessful. If I want to breed 2 horses in a game, I should be able to directly. I guess the breeding would take some time to complete, maybe a week, but if it takes time I would like to see a lower price or some kind of bonus. If we are going to take care of the foal too before it grows up, we should receive more bonuses like a horse with higher level, etc. I also think that higher level horses should breed the foal with higher level as a standard. For example, 2 level 15 horses will breed a level 7 foal, while 2 level 1 horses will breed a level 1 horse type Moe. I am very excited for this and I think you will do a great job. The genetics look promising. I have never been a huge fan of breeding because other games made it boring because of a static gameplay and very high prices. So, to improve, I'd suggest to create something entertaining, like a short rewarding quest for choosing a breeding stable or a rep process to help the foal grow up. Secondly, but I think should be a primary thing, please take your time to study, understand and make the genetic applicable to horses. The game RN presents some coats with no logic of existence on some breeds and others are unrealistic in the pattern texture. For example, dapples appears in specific body part and not everywhere on the coat. I bet you can do an awesome job. In conclusion, the prices. May it be something purchasable. High prices will take players away from you in the game. Since it's a loved feature in horse games, you have lots of support from the community. Let it be awesome. I feel like adding breeding to SSO would either completely change the game into a breeding game, like Rival Stars, or the feature would only be used by players at the moment of release. You need to make sure that breeding is rewarding, more worth than just buying a new horse, but not rewarding enough to make the game revolve around it. I find the random coat system really fun if it's based on real genetics, which I can see it is from the genotypes on the pictures, but I don't think most SSO players would appreciate it as much as I do. I believe that if, for a bigger price, you could choose which coat you'd like to get, a lot more people would use the feature. Let's keep in mind the game is played by role players who sometimes need certain things to happen, or even impatient kids who definitely wouldn't be happy with getting an ugly coat. The price might also depend on the chance of getting that coat in random. If you're actually going to include the realistic percentages of the offspring being a certain coat. I can't see myself using breeding if the false color is one I could buy in the game. It could be small tweaks from the normal coats, like a slightly different shade of bay or some lighter hairs around the muzzle. I don't think I would use the feature once if the only thing I could get was a random horse for a cheaper price. I do not want horses that I don't like in my home stable. And, I absolutely hate the idea of the offspring's stats being affected by RNG. This would just change SSO into an unfair breeding game, giving advantage to people who have more money to breed more horses. I personally would prefer if we could just have the option of more coat colors in game along with the ability to choose markings instead of breeding and raising a foal. It would allow for people to get their dream horses, plus unique horses, without all the unnecessary hassle of having to buy specific horses just to breed, then hope for the right coat color, and then have to raise the foal. But I think if breeding had to be added, it would be better if we could pick the color and markings of the foal instead of having to continuously breed. I definitely don't think it should be a RNG and a gamble if it has to be added. But I do also worry about the fact that this sounds like it would mean people would have to buy a specific horse, just to breed to get a coat color you really want. I think the main worry is the price, the amount of star coins we would need to spend on it, and if we are going to spend our SC, then for sure I wouldn't want to get something RNG based, but rather something I want to get. So I have that sense of security if I spend my SC, I will get a horse I am looking for. Perhaps there could be a preview. If you put two horses together, the game shows what kind of horse you will get, like in Imagine, Champion Rider. I really liked breeding in that game because I knew what I was getting. There was plenty of options throughout the breeding process. I could choose my own markings, eye color, mane color. It felt really good and customizable. I think there should be a way for each player to achieve the exact coat they want, without spending thousands of SC to horses they don't like and have to sell. RNG-based breeding in my opinion is not good, and in SSO it would be even worse looking at the prices. In Alicia Online it's easier because the player can breed with in-game earned money. It's also a completely different game, strict a racing game where you breed horses for stats and you cannot buy currency with real money. Therefore I don't think you should inspire your system from Alicia. It's going to be a hard thing to achieve. I think you need to go back and forth between your devs, and us as a community to get everything right. It's going to be a tough system to create. However, I am really excited for this, holding fingers crossed it's going to be executed well, and I recommend looking into Imagine, Champion Rider breeding system. I think it would fit SSO the best.
Anyway, this is gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what you think about breeding. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye!